coming.
It's coming.
Okay, here we go. Hey guys, it's Ted again on the Ted Show. Today is Monday, first Monday in February. Super excited to have, how blessed am I that I get to have these four beautiful, talented ladies on the show today. We've got Jaessica Abad, Wann Summers, Charisse Marin, and Aury Gonzalez here to talk about paving the way and so much more. But I think that we're all having a good time already. See how easy it is to look at the camera. We got a great message that we want to share today. They want to share. So thanks for being on the show, ladies. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, so the audience loves to get to know a little bit about you. So we're going to start with Jaessica. Tell us a little bit about you and then what brought you here today.
Okay, so a little bit of background. I'm actually Filipino, so I was born in the Philippines. I was basically raised all in Florida, but before I kind of reached into the financial services industry, I was in the military for a year and a half in California. Then I kind of moved here, and kind of switching to that kind of realm was because nobody in my family knew nothing about financial services, which is why we're kind of here today to kind of educate and use all the tools that we can provide to everybody, because I believe that everybody has a chance to do something better with their finances, but the reason why most people can't get to the next level is because they don't have somebody there advocating for them at all, and that's kind of where I would like to step in.
I love that. All right, Jaessica. All right, Lawana or Wann Summers.
I'm Wann Summers, and my story is a little bit similar to her. So I'm originally from Youngstown, Ohio. I've been in Orlando, Florida for this will be my 5th year here. My background is actually in communication studies, and I have a minor in theater. And I got into the financial realm, it's the same way. Just realized that there was 95% of the country that is not getting the financial literacy that they need. And when I realized that 95% of the country were people that looked like me, my friends, my family, I became very passionate about making sure that they have the tools that they need to succeed. And so that here we are today, and making sure that everybody else understands that they have what they need to get to the next level and whatever it is that they want to achieve in life. And that foundation, unfortunately, is finances.
Yeah. Love it. All right, Charisse Marin. Tell us about you. I love your love shirt on.
I love what I'm doing. Yes, I'm this is the month of the love. Well,
month of the love. Yes, it is.
My name is Charisse Marin. My background is actually in education. I come from Bayamón, Puerto Rico, so you can see how diverse our group is. And I come from a family of 2 brokers. My mom is a very successful broker with 20 years of experience. And I came to the world of real estate, and I really enjoy helping others. In my education background, I will be able to help families and children, and now I also helping families to reach their goals. So I really enjoy what I'm doing right now.
Love it. All right, Aury Gonzalez.
Hello, everybody. My name is Aury Gonzalez. I work with Freedom Mortgage, so I work with the wonderful Ted Boger.
I did not pay her to say that.
Yeah, he did. I am Dominican. I grew up in Salem, Massachusetts. I worked for the government for over 10 years, and then I made the switch to real estate. I have always loved real estate, and I decided to become a loan officer, and Freedom gave me the opportunity to be here with them and help support these amazing ladies that are here today that are bringing out education. They want to educate the public, not just into buying a home, but they want to make sure that they're not scared and they know the process. And we at Freedom Mortgage, we are here to support them every step of the way.
I love it. All right, so I have to ask before we dive into paving the way and talk about home ownership, which I think is on everybody's mind. We have a shortage, obviously, especially in our area, of affordable housing. And I think a lot of people don't know what to do next. But I have to ask, how did the 4 of you come together?
Oh.
Because you come from different backgrounds, but you've got 2 financial advisor, financial specialists over here, a realtor, and a mortgage person. So how did you guys come together to bring this together? Because that's a lot of minds, a lot of background, a lot of experience, different experience. How did you come together?
Well, Aury and I, we work together. She's the loan officer that I mostly use for my cases, and we were in a networking place, And one of the things that Aury and I always discuss is the lack of education. Is the lack of education. For me, it's really hard as a realtor just to say, no, you can't buy to my clients. So we were brainstorming what to do in order to educate our clients. And we met Jaessica in a networking event, and we said, this is the time. This is the word that we need. Because it's a process, and it's important that the people are educated to see what they can do in order to reach this goal.
Because it's a big deal. I think people are afraid. They don't know what they don't know. They've been told that the rates are historically low, but they've also been told, somebody's told them, well, you rent an apartment, you can't possibly afford a house payment, which is such false information. There's a whole bunch of misinformation, go figure, out there in the world. And so I love that you want to bring it together, and I love the name, Paving the Way. I think it's so important because there are so many people out there who are kind of hanging on your every word, because they don't have somebody who's an advisor, somebody who's got the experience, somebody who can actually give them the information that they need to make. Yes, it's a big step, probably one of the biggest steps you'll make in your life, but it doesn't have to be as scary as everyone says. So let's talk about the seminar. The event is this weekend, February 8th. So tell us what's going to happen. Tell us what's going on, what people can expect.
People can expect to come out, and like you said, sometimes it can be very frightful. People can be afraid because they don't really know what to expect. So you can expect a safe place where, you know, any questions that you may have, you can ask us. We're going to have like an open panel towards the end, but you're definitely just going to get the education that you need to succeed and feel very comfortable. We're going to talk about if you've ever thought about owning a home, what it takes to get a mortgage, and most importantly is your finances, because a lot of times we come across clients in our industry where there's a lot of things that they want, but they don't have the foundation there. They don't even know. A lot of them are running the rat race, right? So they work 2 jobs, they work 3 jobs, and they're trying to climb the ladder. They're trying to get there, and they're like, oh, I just feel like I'm not getting anywhere. And that's because you don't have a financial professional or somebody there to give you what you need to get to the next step, so that you can get out of that cage of just running and feeling like you're getting absolutely nowhere.
Well, I just think it's a challenge here, right? In Orlando especially, you've read all the articles, you guys have probably seen it on the news, that affordable housing is a challenge here. And so it's very hard. You could be paying $2,000, $2,500 or more for a 1-bedroom apartment downtown, where you think that you can't afford a house, but I promise you, if you've saved up a little bit of money, and sometimes maybe you haven't saved up a lot of money, there are still options for you in order for you to get on that path of homeownership. So can you guys talk a little bit about that? Because I think there's some misinformation out there. First of all, do you have to have an 800 credit score to get a house?
Oh yes,
definitely.
I'm not sure I know too many people with an 800 credit score. So all those people you think have one, they don't necessarily have one.
Or sometimes they think that they need to put down a 20%,
Correct.
which is completely inaccurate.
It's interesting because the majority of my clients, when they come to me, the first phrase is like, I don't think I can buy a house. That is the first thing that I hear from most of my clients. And it's not true. There's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot of clarification that we are going to give you on that day. My vision for this conference is to give you a roadmap so you can follow to reach the goal of being a homeowner.
I love it. A roadmap. Guess what? Paving the way again. We're working the name back in a lot.
That's the goal.
I also think that the financial piece that Jaessica and Wann bring to the table is super important too, because the last thing you want is to be house poor, which is just another definition of, okay, I got into a house, I can afford the payment, but I can't afford the furniture, the food, the lights, or anything else. And so yes, I'm going to sit on my empty floor and I've got this great house, but there's nothing else I can do with my life until I figure out a way. So talk a little bit about that, because I think sometimes people get in over their heads because they don't have somebody who's helping them along the way.
Right. Yes, I think for this event, one of the things that we've kind of, talked about was breaking the barriers of what it means to kind of the word professional, because as financial planners or professional, or even just professionals period, people are so scared to come up to us and ask us like real life questions, whereas everyone here lives in real life. but they're so scared to come up to a professional because they think that that we can't relate to them, that we're not kind of normal people. So every time that, you know, we sit down with somebody and we educate them on what we do, we want to make sure that we show them that we were there before, but this is where we got out. Because a lot of the times, I mean, I'm not a homeowner yet, but I know what it's like to not have anything saved, period.
Right.
I was married once before, right? I'm about to go in my second marriage. But the only reason why most Americans don't have $5,000 saved, period, in their savings is because nobody's teaching them that. But if most people kind of broke out of that barrier of like, okay, we can't go talk to a professional because we're embarrassed or because we don't feel comfortable. We want this whole entire seminar, conference, this whole entire event for people to be so comfortable with us as the team of like, hey, this is what I'm going through. How can you help me? Right. Because at the end of the day, professionals can help you, but we're trying to break that.
I love that. And I think it's important that you got somebody, I can't remember which one of you said it, a safe environment, because you're basically coming in and you're learning this stuff, and then you have to trust all four of these ladies with very personal information that a lot of times we have been trained not to share. It's bad to share that. Or you think that you don't make as much money as the next person and you really do. Or you think your credit score is so bad that you'll be embarrassed. And I just want to encourage you to not think like that, because these kinds of seminars, the things that they're doing, the education that they're going to provide on Saturday is so critical to you understand that you're not alone, you're not the only person going through what you're going through, that there are ways and steps and means for you to get out of just renting and get into true home ownership, which has so many benefits to it. So I think it's really important for you to kind of grasp what they're saying as far as the education part, because you can make a better decision when you're getting financial experience, real estate experience, mortgage experience behind the seminar. So when is the seminar? It's February 8th. Tell us more about the date, the times, how people can get involved.
Okay. All right. So you can register online at 321-443-4720.
That's the magic number. That's the magic number.
That's not your income. Or your That's literally the number.
Let's repeat that number again.
Yes,
321-443-4720.
Yes, and the seats are limited, so within only 5 days left, the seats are going super fast, so please go ahead and register, get the information. It's going to be fun. We're going to have light refreshments, some wine, light foods, and
right here.
Now you're talking.
As well as the education that everybody needs, obviously. Even if you're thinking about buying a home, or you're curious about buying a home, or if you just want help with your finance, whatever it could be, just if you're curious, it can be a girls' night out, a date night, what have you. Just come get the information and be involved in the community.
Kelly says, I want to give, Kelly's a realtor, so many people feel credit score equals your value in the world, and that you are stuck. What you're saying is so important. You're right on the money. That's right. So, you know what? Everybody's been challenged. If you were alive, which I'm not sure any of you are old enough to know 2008, but that was a crazy world we all lived in. And so most people's credit, whoever lived through that, were dinged in some way, shape, or form. And just because it's 10, 11 years later, people are still struggling with some of that. And so don't feel like that's your value. That has nothing to do with your value. There are ways to get out of it, and there are ways to improve it. And then some of the ways that you think are wrong. For example, we don't want you to go out and pay off all of your credit cards. We want you to talk to us first. There are so many basic mistakes that people make because they think, well, if I come to them with no debt, it's better. No, don't wait for that. That's why you have advisors. That's why you have people to help you, like these four wonderful people are going to do, and they're going to give you the advice that you need instead of what you've read somewhere, or you've looked on Reddit, or you know, you've been on these pages, and some of that information is good, but isn't it better to get a one-on-one with four professionals that really have your best interests at heart? So what do you think the number one mistake is that people who want to buy a home make? What do you think the number one thing is, or the number one misconception? Charisse, you deal with buyers a lot. When they come to you, What's one of the things that they say that you're like, oh my God, you're so far off, that's not right?
The
from your
first
experience?
mistake is not to hire a realtor.
Ah, that's a great one.
Someone that is a really expert in the area and in the market. That is the first mistake. Misunderstanding, I think sometimes even is cultural, that they want from generation to generation with the same message of no, we cannot become an owner.
Right.
For so many reasons. I don't know why, but people is so afraid to make that decision and to try to make that path to make them homeowners. So I think that is one of the misconceptions, that they cannot. Like I said before, that is one of the phrases, the common phrases from my buyers. I will not be able to do it. I will give you my credit, but I know it's bad. And when Aury check their credit, it's perfect to buy.
Right. Isn't that funny? I think I think that people's perception is back to what Kelly said. Your credit score doesn't mean the value of the human being you are. So you have to think past that. So let's say you believe that your credit's not perfect. That doesn't mean that you're in a situation where you will never be able to qualify for a home. I also want to throw out there, just as on the loan side, because I work with Aury, and one of the things that people come to me, well, Ted, I don't want to sacrifice my firstborn just to get a loan. Like, they feel like there's so much that you have to do.
Right.
And yes, some of it can be paperwork intensive, but you're really just providing us basic information so that we can make sure you're in the best loan for you, which is also where Jaessica and Wann come in. You know, we all are working together to make sure that you're not in a loan that you don't belong in.
Yes.
You may be able to quote unquote afford it on paper, but that doesn't mean that it's the best thing for you.
Correct.
Yes.
And I think it's really important for people to have that knowledge. And so when you have people who are creating the safe environment where you can come ask the questions, that's what these kinds of seminars and workshops are all about, is teaching you, because you don't know. There are some things that I didn't know going in as a homeowner, and I had tons of experience renting, but that doesn't tell you what's going on the homeowner side. So you have to really get with professionals like these four professionals. I keep saying four. I want to say five, but I'm the fifth, so I guess I'll include myself. These five professionals.
You can be
you
part of
definitely
us.
want to work with those four. Put them first over
We
me
take
every
you.
time, every single time. All right, so again, it's February 8th. Give them the location and the time again.
All right, it's February the 8th. It's going to be from 6 to 9. It's going to be at Elevated Wealth Group, which is 2452 Sand Lake Road, Orlando, Florida, 32809.
Wonderful. And all are welcome who are interested, right? Don't you want to be educated?
Yes.
All right, what's our time? I just want to make sure. Oh, good. See that, and then I have time to do this thing that I didn't think I would, but I think it's so important to get from people who are professional. You guys are basically going to mentor the people that are coming in. You're helping them out. You're the person that they're going to listen to. Advise them is my word, maybe not yours, but you're going to help them through the process. Give a quick shout out to one person in your life who's helped you professionally or personally along the way. Just give a shout out of gratitude to that person. We're big on mentorship here, and that's what you guys are doing.
Yes. For
Start with
me,
Jaessica.
it's going to be Emily Matos. She actually, you can't take her. Emily actually mentors both of us. But she kind of mentored me as soon as, I got partnered with a company right after my divorce from California. She has taught me anything and everything that has to be known when it comes to leading people who come from a broken place, who come from a place who don't know what it's like to have a leader or the right leader, right? Because you can have leadership but not have the right type of leadership. So I want to give her a shout out because she is one of my best friends, so Wann is too. But I want to give her a shout out because she has molded me into the woman that I probably never 2 years ago thought that I would be today. Really strong, really confident, but super dependent on, just making sure that everybody's happiness and everybody's goal is the same way that I want my goals to be.
Fantastic. All right, Wann, how about you?
Well, She stole mine.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. I would have to say Emily Matos as well, as we're talking about somebody that I'm super grateful for in the industry that we work in as a leader and where you want to be headed financially. It's going to have to be the same. She helped me as soon as I came in the door. I thought that I knew a lot about finances, which is what happens every day, right? You think that you know what's going on. You think that you have the information until you actually sit down and talk to somebody who is a financial professional, and you're like, wow, actually, you know, I don't, right? And so I will forever be thankful for her and our firm, Elevated Wealth Group.
Love it. All right, Charisse, how about you?
Well, I have two. I have my mom that really inspired me to become a real estate professional, being a broker for so many years and helping others. And also to my broker, Virgin Torres, that she is the one who really tell me, Charisse, you can give up on clients. We need to find a way to take them to the next level. So I really appreciate her support and all the things that she provided at Four Corners Realty Group.
I love it. All right, Aury, last but not least.
Well, to me, I think there's just so many people that have helped me in this career, and now as a loan officer and prior to coming into the business, that it would be unfair for me to pick one particular individual. For example, at Freedom, I not only have my coworkers, I have our VPs, I have Ted, I have our branch managers that are also supportive. So picking one person, I just can't do it because I work with such an amazing team that I cannot just pick one person.
So see, what's great about what they just shared is that they're up here, they're going to be the experts on Saturday, but they've also been mentored along the way, and that's the part that I want the audience to understand, is that you're coming in and they've been there in one way, shape, or form, and so they're coming from the same spot you were in. It might not be exactly the same situation, but it could be close to the financial, the household, the job, the challenges that you have, and all of them have been through it and have been mentored by people and helped by people along the way. And I think it's really important that you understand that when they talk about the safe environment, that they're talking about that. They know it, so they're going to give it to you, the same kind of safety that they were provided, same kind of advice, the love, the care, the support. That's what they want to do for you on February 8th. So February 8th, 6 to 9. We'll give the Sand Lake address later. Super excited. Paving the Way. I love the name of it. You all are amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
We shared everything, but we'll tag it again, and all four of them plus us will all share it too. If you're interested, if you have any interest at all in learning about homeownership, you should definitely come out on the 8th. All right, appreciate you guys. We love you. We'll be back later on. Mwah.